Hello, everybody. Thanks for turning up. And yeah, we're live now, Jim. So, everybody, I just want to say first and foremost, Jim from Atheist Age is here tonight. Fucking amazing.
How's it going?
Fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I don't have a whole lot of time, Mathpig, but it's great to come back on. And now you got me for at least an hour, hopefully an hour and a half. But things are just crazy today.
No, anytime you can give us a call, Jim, I very much appreciate it. I know you're famous, actually famous. You know, we're not all YouTube famous, but
whatever, man. Hey, anything I can do to boost you, though, it's all about, way early on, it was Holy Kool-Aid. Gosh damn, Thomas Westbrook.
Yes, I know Holy
you're
Kool-Aid.
familiar with him. He came to our studio, and we were way young, just starting out. He gave us a lot of tips, but one thing he said to me was, "A rising tide raises all the boats." And I had heard it before, but when he talks about it specifically in the atheist YouTube community, it makes a lot of sense. It's not a competition. Every time I help you, it's gonna benefit me too. It's a win-win. And if it weren't for some of really guys like Aaron Raw, who just lives like half an hour down the road, he would just stop in at our studio. I mean, we just caught some lucky breaks early on, and it boosted us. And we're happy to just give back too. So yeah,
well, man, that's funny you mention that, because what is it, the 6 steps of that thing? When you know somebody or trying to get someone, there's always 6 steps or 5 steps or something between them.
I haven't heard that.
You can fit anybody in the world, any 2 people in the world are within 5 steps of each other.
The 6 something of like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Aaron Ra was the reason. It was him and versus Kent Hovind that brought me into the community. I've been following Aaron Ra for an awful long time. Not to put the man up on a pedestal, but he can't do philosophy. But when it comes to evolution and the rest of it, no, an awful lot of respect for Aaron Ra. If it wasn't
6
for
degrees, that's what it was.
6 degrees of separation. Yes.
Yeah, we only Atheist Edge only records once a month, but we start at 10 in the morning, we go to 2100 at night. It's like a 12, and then we do a live show. It's basically a 12 plus hour marathon, and then we just do one shot and we're done for the month. So usually Aaron stops by in the studio, and he was our next one is this Saturday. And just so happens, I don't know, just speaking of him in evolution, he probably bit off more than he can chew, because he's busy with his speaking tours. He's always on a plane, always talking at a convention. But he took 15 semester hours he started school. He's going to formally train in his field now.
Yes.
But he's doing too much study, so he's drowning in book. He has the phylogeny
project as well, and all that.
Yeah, exactly, right. But yeah, man, good to be on.
If you wanted to do anything for me, man, just bring me up on a conversation with Aaron. That's it. Just listen to him, record him saying my name. That would just be amazing for me.
Really?
Oh,
dude,
no,
I could
seriously, yeah.
He'll be in the studio. I know, well, at the very least, if I don't see him before, then we're doing a solstice party on the 21st of December, and Seth Andrews is the guest of honor. And Aaron, he's nominated for an award. I don't know if he actually got it. He's nominated with 4 other people for the yearly award for it's a big atheist organization.
Yes.
And so I almost am certain he's going to be there at that. If I could just remind me before December 21st, and I'll make sure I'll write it on my list of things to do, and I'll have him look in the camera and say, "I'm Aaron Raw and you're watching Mathpig," or something like that.
That would be fucking amazing, man.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, if you could do anything, that would be amazing, because I don't really care about the subs. I know I did post on Twitter the other day, I just hit 200, but yeah.
Oh yes, congratulations on that too. That was one of the things I wanted to make sure to tell you. That is a huge milestone.
Yeah, I was in Neil 604 Atheist stream, and the other one from Talk Heathen, Eric Murphy, they were on and they were having a chat. So Eric Murphy subs to me. He's my 199 sub.
That is so cool. My co-host Courtney was just down there maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month ago on Talk Heathen. She was the guest.
Oh yes, yeah.
which is it's great because we're only 3 hours away from the atheist community in Austin and all those shows down there, so we can get down there and watch or jump in, whatever.
Yeah, it'd be nice
It's
to just
crazy.
spend the day doing that, there one Sunday and actually experience it all from the other side of the glass.
It's
But
it it might feel a little bit isolated over there, but I'm thinking the UK, there's a lot going on, and Justin Brierley has that big interfaith. It's like a pub meet where the believers and non-believers get together. You know Justin Brierley, he's from the oh, what's the name of his podcast? I can't believe I can't remember.
is that the Bible Beer Consortium?
No, that's here in Fort Worth,
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah.
Over there in London is what is I forget the name of his podcast. Anyway, Justin Brierley, he's a Christian, but it's a big interfaith thing there, and every once in a while there's some big conferences there too. In fact, Dublin was the origin of that was the 2011 European Atheist Conference.
I did not know that. Well, that I wasn't big enough into the community then. I left the faith early enough, but I was just me. I didn't really, as I say, I would watch the odd YouTube video, and if you're out and you get drunk, you have the old God talk when you're in the pub with people. I like pushing people's buttons, and when I'm out and about, but I never really would have taken the stance of anything as an agnostic or atheist or anything like that. I was just me. I wasn't a Christian, and then, as I say, I found Aaron, and through that then found the community, and the Non Sequitur show as a hub, and then you sort of breach out from all of that, and yeah. No.
Yeah, speaking. It's back to Ireland, and remind me. I want to talk about Non Sequitur too, as long as you brought it up.
Man, this is the home of tangents.
Are you familiar with? What? Say it again.
It's the home of tangents. Keep going.
I know, right? I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to keep it in the same ballpark. Do you know County Meath in Bells? You know Bellstown? It's in County Meath.
I know of County Meath, yes.
Yes, Bellewstown. Anyway, the guy John Pearson, he wrote the foreword to my first book, and he lives. A good friend of mine. He lives there. I didn't know if you, on the off chance that you lived really nearby, I was going to have you go knock on his door and scare the shit out of him.
No, he's about 4 or 5 hours away in the car. Like.
That would be cool.
Ireland's small, but it's not that small.
Also, remind me, it's sitting right over there out of camera range, but I got an authentic shillelagh sitting in the corner of the room. I'm going to show you.
Well, the girlfriend, she's her family's originally from down south. Like, they're Catholics from down south, area of Kilkenny and down around that direction. Like. Right. Well, the way I usually do it, Jim, is I give people, if you want, there's 5 minutes, because my dog is staring at me here. I'm going to have to let him out. If you want to just give why are you here? Why are you on the internet? You can see in the background that it's Master Sergeant Jim. You were originally in the Marines, and now you're an atheist advocate. There's bound to be a story there.
Yeah, it's something unique with the Marine Corps. You've heard the old, it might be like that in the Royal Marines too, but once you join, you never leave. So once a Marine, always a Marine is the saying.
Yeah, my dad's
other services. You might say an ex-soldier, ex-airman, ex-sailor, but there's no such thing as ex-Marine. So we all are, you're a Marine till you're dead. Yeah, so I'm sure you know that. But why am I on why did we even start the channel? Well, the common misconception is every atheist YouTuber, everyone thinks that we're out to change minds. And in many cases, I would even say most cases, that is true. But I'm not one of them. Now, I've got 3 other co-hosts, and they can speak for themselves. But me personally, I'm not out to change anyone's mind. It's not my goal. Don't care. It's humbling when we get the emails saying, hey, listen, you made a big impact on me. I'm an atheist now. Awesome. Great. You made yourself an atheist, not me. I didn't even push you. You were going to go that direction anyway. You were just like you did. You got on YouTube. If it wasn't RN Raw, it would have been somebody else. You were already looking. You were searching yourself.
Yeah.
I don't take credit for anyone deconverting. They did it themselves. And it's not my goal. My goal is to put a positive face of atheism on, to show the world. There's so many out there that have never met an atheist. They think we have horns growing out of our
and
head.
Eat babies. Love the eating babies.
Yeah. So we're human beings. We do have morals, although we drive them from different places than they do. And we're gonna well, I'm part of an organization here locally that fights hard to make sure that church and state stays separate,
Yeah.
constitutionally. So, I'll go to the protest. Anything you want to teach intelligent design in schools, we have a huge problem. You want to teach it in your house, hey, good on you, whatever, that kind of thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I would deliberately go out of my way to talk to people about these topics actually in real life. As a catcher, my license plate, I went and bought a license plate that says 666 plus my initials, and the amount of people that just it catches their eye and then it starts a conversation, and I've met creationists, I've met fucking flat earthers, I've got a Presbyterian's fucking Presbyterian minister mobile number in my phone. He wants me to go up and join their fucking wee group that they do, but it's still no, not my fucking thing. I'm all right with me and maybe 5 or 6 of my kind, so to speak, having a conversation. But me in a fucking Presbyterian church with 30 other Presbyterians, no, I'd feel a little bit outnumbered. So I haven't actually went to that yet. But it's about going out, and a lot of the people I would find on the internet do this on the internet and don't actually do it in real life. And it's a different situation. It's completely different on the internet. That's why when we're here, I try, like, you would have people that go into the philosophy and deep into this and modalism, that and this, that and the other, and it's not worth it. You don't have to, and here on this channel, you don't need to prove you're smart, because I ain't fucking smart. I'm a troll with a brain. I change tires for a living, Alright, I read, and I don't consider myself stupid, but it's not, when you talk to people in real life, and you have these conversations with them, you don't break it down and they don't go, well, you made a claim, you have to back it up this way and the other. It's about having the conversation with a person, and as you said, not converting them, but if anything, opening their mind and just leaving it open to possibilities, either side, either way.
You mentioned you're not smart. I'm a dumb Marine. So, and they, well, why, what makes you think you have something you can offer? Well, first off, I got just like you, because I don't even I barely know you, but I already know this to be true. The fact that you started this channel and you're making it happen, you went through the nuts and bolts of actually getting the show off the ground. You got past your first 100 subs, which was a huge milestone. The next big one is 1,000 subs. After that, it's all downhill. So you have drive, you have intensity, you have tenacity, you've taken initiative, you have leadership skills, and that's very important that is so underrated in the atheist community. Everyone's smart. I'm a I got all these philosophy, cool, fancy bells and whistles, terminology down. That's great. Hey, do you have the initiative to be in charge of a dozen people and hold them accountable, and to delegate responsibility to them and assign tasks and set deadlines and say, hey, my 3 other co-hosts, Courtney, one of my co-hosts, she's got a PhD in psychology. TJ knows so much about politics. He might as well have a political science degree. Chris knows the Bible inside and out. But what did I had the initiative to drive and intensity to find them, bring them together, and put them on this show, and hold them accountable and say, hey, listen, we got a recording session Saturday. I need 11 scripts. I need 3 from each of you, and I'll take care of a couple. Let's make this shit happen. That is highly underrated.
Yeah, the ability to actually get up off your ass and do anything, especially
Exactly.
on the internet, because being behind your little keyboard and your screen and just typing in the chat, you're wonderful and you're great, but you're just a fucking troll in the chat. You know what I mean? You're just typing. That's why I felt the need to do this, because I mightn't have been on your channel and stuff, but I was about in the chats having these conversations, and not that I seen that anybody was doing anything wrong. As I said on Sunday, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before you. If it wasn't for Skylar and Digital Hammer Abbey and things like that I would have been helping out with and then known from, I wouldn't be here. But no, I just felt the need that I like to chat. This is a topic that's, wouldn't say important to me, but it's always been there, man. It's always just something that's, even though I left the church, I never left that, I wouldn't say mindset, but the ideas and the things. And when you want to ask the questions, the hard questions always boil down to these sort of things. Why are we here? Where did we come from? What's your goal in life? They are philosophical terms. They are religious terms. They are things in that field,
Whether or not there is a God or any supernatural phenomena, I don't feel like I'm wasting my time either way, because just addressing what both sides can agree is the biggest question of humanity. That's noble to me. Whatever the answer is, just addressing that question, the biggest question in humanity, the one that many people want to avoid, I think that's pretty noble in itself.
Yeah, but I don't want to say that the general public are like sheep, but they just accept things and then that's it. Someone's told them that it's been accepted. I'm going to file it in the back of my mind, and it's done. There's a lot of things that aren't done.
Yep. I've got a pastor friend with two pastor friends. They work together at the same fellowship. They've got basically an online congregation of over 3,000 people and tons of donors. He has said to me, I don't think this was in confidence, so I can go ahead and say this. I'm not going to say his name anyway.
Yeah.
But he said, listen, Jim, you know what? I feel more comfortable in a room full of atheists than I do a room full of my own congregation sometimes, because sometimes they're there for social reasons.
Yes.
They're there to catch up on the gossip. They're there to check their phones, this, that, and the other. Oh, very rarely is anyone there to actually learn his sermon or, to read what he's got. And the atheists that come to an atheist and Christian book club, you can bet your ass every one of them is there to learn, to interact, to talk. And it's not a social gathering by any means.
No, it's not that we have a goal, but we're here to do something. And that's why we're here. Like, you go to school to learn, you go to church to be religious. Well, our question, but you get what I mean. As you say, I think they've shown that a lot of studies that churches are popular because of the community, and the benefits that come with being in the church mainly come from being in the community of the church and having them people around you.
Exactly. Yep.
It's from the interaction, as we're a social species,
Right. And a lot of people coming out of religion, they still need, well, we all do, but what they often miss more than anything is just that feeling of community, that fellowship. And hey, listen, I don't know if you guys have it over in the UK, but meetup.com is a great resource for anyone, wherever you can find it. It's definitely in the States. Meetup.com. I always push this. I don't know why. They're not sponsoring me, but it's a great resource. You can click it for 25 or 50 miles from your house, and you will find every secular, humanist, agnostic, atheist, any local affiliation group. It can be social, it can be activist, and it's going to right there next, and guaranteed there's going to be one within 30 miles from your home.
Yeah,
it's a great resource.
That would be interesting now, because to be honest, man, it's sort of out in the sticks where I am. Like, there's nobody about here. Like, I live in a wee village, which is peaceful. It's sort of the way I like it too. I do like living in the country. I do like my peace and quiet. I don't like big cities because, again, I've no time for stupid. I really don't. I don't like repeating myself, and I like out in the country. I walk up the street to go to the shop. A complete stranger walks past me, and if you make eye contact, they'll say hello to you. Guaranteed they'll say hello to you. Just awesome. From making eye contact with you. You walk up the streets of Belfast or something like that, they just bump into you. They don't give... I know it's silly, but it's sort of an old community. It's the way I grew up. Yeah. As Easem in the chat says, I'm a country pig. And just shout out to the chat, Maya and Easem, be mindful, Sassy. Everyone, you're more than welcome. Miss Sassy has recently found God again. And again, she's welcome here. We don't fall out. I'm there to support her. And it doesn't matter where you come from. We're here to help each other. And not to quote humanism or anything like that, but what's better for the human race is better for yourself. You help everybody, hopefully you'll get something back.
I will rely on you to check the chat. I'm not even going to look at it because it lags my computer, and sometimes I'm a dumb marine again and switching back and forth between screens. I'll just let you read the chats. But yeah, how close are you? What happens? Are they going to build a border wall between Northern Ireland and regular Ireland?
No, they won't.
So is there going to be a Trump border wall there after Brexit?
Definitely not, because at the end of the day, the Good Friday Agreement takes precedent. So the Good Friday Agreement, that's an agreement after the Troubles and stuff, which brought the government together, and it'll guarantee free travel between North and South. Whatever happens, it will always take precedent. Like they're not 3 days ago, I got new paperwork through in the post, a green card for my car. So if I ever go down south now, I have to bring this green card with me. If
Oh, you're Northern Ireland.
yes, yes,
Oh, okay. Interesting. So that's okay. Forgive my ignorance. Northern Ireland's part of UK, right? But
yes.
Ireland is not.
No,
I got that
Ireland's
right?
part of the EU, and the north of Ireland, 6 counties of Ulster, is part of the UK.
Okay. So regular Ireland is not subject to Brexit. They're staying in the EU.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But the problem with that is
Interest-
because the Good
yeah.
Friday Agreement has been in effect for so long, we've got businesses going back and forth, and then you've got UK, because we're now leaving the EU, all the trade routes and all the taxes and things like that, they're all complaining about that because the EU and the UK won't be the same, so there needs to be a border wall or border checks and all this here, and they talk.
The one good thing about this Brexit dumpster fire is John Pearson, the guy who wrote the foreword to my first book. He's always busting my balls because we don't put the letter U in color or flavor.
Yeah.
And it just little dumb things. And then he talks about how dumb we Americans, I almost said us Americans, how dumb we Americans are. He can't talk shit anymore because they're being as dumb as we are.
Yeah.
We might have voted for Trump, but you guys voted for Brexit, so we're even.
Well, you see, it all depends on who you talk to, man, and what the reasons are behind. You know, I'll be desperately honest. I voted Brexit, but I voted it for different reasons. I do hope that, you know, I'm a Protestant in Northern Ireland. My girlfriend's a Catholic in Northern Ireland. Our wee girl's a fucking mongrel. You know, at the end of the day, North and South's going to end up as one big island. It's eventually going to happen. We just need to get the fuck over ourselves. We need to get the people who are in our government, who haven't been in government for over 1,000 days now. We've had no government for 1,000 days. They just can't agree, so hung government. And they need to get the fuck over themselves. I voted it hoping that Northern Ireland would get special status. We would be matched economically with the South. And people will always agree over money. If they won't agree over their culture and what they agree on, they'll always agree over money. And if we make the first step economically, North and South, to join, then it's, in my opinion, something that would work its way forward to a united Ireland eventually down the line. Maybe not in my time, but hopefully in my child's time, you know? Because they still blow each other up, man, and they're throwing they're setting bombs and stuff. There was one in Londonderry a couple of months ago. My woman and the child were shopping. They were less than a mile away from where that bomb was when it went off.
Oh, golly.
You know, I don't need that shit.
You mentioned, okay, I'm sure you were speaking culturally, but you said you were Protestant
Yes.
Ireland and your girlfriend is Catholic Ireland. So that you're talking culturally, right?
Yes, but my girlfriend would be a cultural Catholic and I'm on paper still a Protestant. You know, not that you would go into these debates with people, but over here, Protestant and Catholic, it's a very social thing. They still split they still split the schools here to a certain extent. There's all Catholic schools, all girls schools.
Well, I'm sure you're aware of the joke about the guy at the IRA checkpoint in Belfast, and you know, they asked him for the papers, and they said, "What religion are you?" And he says, "I'm an atheist." Have you heard this one?
No.
Oh no, I can't believe you haven't heard this. I'm an atheist. He goes, "Yeah, but are you a Protestant atheist or a Catholic atheist?"
Yeah, no, I've been asked that question. Because people know
Yeah.
I'm from Northern Ireland, I've been asked that, yeah.
Wow. So you're not forced to pick one. You can put atheist on your paperwork. I
It's
know
not a choice.
UK has an official religion. You don't have to pick one, do you?
No. But if the census or anything come out, atheist wouldn't be on it. It would be Protestant, Catholic, or other.
Other. Okay.
I can't ever remember seeing paperwork that said atheist on it.
I'm sure there would be a whole lot more others if people didn't consider themselves Catholic or Protestant by cultural norms only. But if you had to actually talk about your belief system, there'd be a shit ton of others.
Oh yeah. Like one of my favoriteest times there was quite recently. Me and the girlfriend went to Amsterdam. Now we would go once a year just to get a wee breakaway. You know, it's quite cheap, 60 or 70 quid will take the two of us there and back again in flights of EasyJet. It's cheap to go. And we'll leave the child with my mum for a couple of days. You know, just take a break, just the two of us. And this year we were in a wee coffee shop called De Hulp. Was it De Hulp? I think it was. It's like a wee Like, it does fresh fruit in the mornings. It does freshly squeezed orange juice. Charges €6 for a milkshake. But man, this is the best milkshake you've ever had. Fresh strawberries in it. Actual yogurt. Cream on top with sprinkles. They even put a wee gummy crocodile in it and all. So we were just sitting there and having a few smokes. And my woman hates this. Well, not hates this stuff, but she thinks I'm weird. You know, we're all a bunch of weirdos for doing this. And just sitting and having that chat with my woman and having this sort of conversation with my woman is the first time that we've actually, went deeper, if you understand what I mean. And
Right.
I absolutely loved it. We were there for about 2 hours, just sitting talking and actually getting it out. And if you break it down, my woman will still identify as a Catholic and still likes to go to the Catholic things, like, and wants to christen the child. We have the child christened, wants to do the confirmation, once a year goes to the blessings of the grave and all that. But when you actually push her, it's the same as Hercules. It's the same as Zeus. I went down that route and explained it to her like that. And she was like, oh, no, they're all just made up shit. And then flipped it. And when you get into it, they're just cultural. It's just, there's nobody over here I would consider, well, I was going to say there's no fundamentalists, but I know a couple of creation deniers. And I had a customer come in the other day that had a fucking Ray Comfort DVD in their boot. Evolution versus God. It was like, no. Why is Ray Comfort in Northern Ireland? No.
For you Americans, boot is the trunk of a car.
Ah, yes, a trunk.
Yes. It took me a while to realize that. We interviewed Sasha Sagan 3 days ago. She is the daughter of Carl Sagan from Cosmos.
Yes.
The recently deceased. And she's a cultural Jew. I never knew that. The entire Carl Sagan, the entire Sagan family were cultural Jews. They still observed she still, on the day of his death each year, lights I forget the name of the Jewish candle that they light for the passing of a loved one. Yeah. So a lot of, even the hardcore atheists sometimes follow their old traditions.
Well, I'm not a big lover of Christmas or Easter or anything like that, but that's because it's more commercial, not because it's, a Christian holiday. Just give me 1 second. I let this dog back in.
I can fill some time. You go ahead and let that dog out. This is a good time. Okay. For those of you watching, this is my first book. Most People Believe in God. Can They All Be Wrong? The Christianity Counter-Apologetics Handbook, written by John Pearson of Ireland. Lives in Ireland. The second book is written under a pseudonym, Stephanie F. Chase, but I wrote it. My wife had some reservations, me using my real name, because I go heavy criticism on Islam in here. It's every religion, but there are actual depictions of Muhammad in here and whatnot. So
you're not allowed
anyway,
to do that.
this one is Pulling Back the Green Curtain. 666 things your religious leaders never taught you. So if anyone wants, that's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, fine bookstores everywhere.
Bill,
I was just filling time, Mathpig.
Bill, I was literally just thinking, where the hell are you? Bill Ashby in the chat. It's his birthday today. He's 40. Give the man a shout out. But
Nice.
I was wondering where the hell you are, because the after party, you have to turn up for your birthday after party.
The big 4-0. I got a friend that turned 5-0 today too.
Yeah, there's a couple of people. It's Miss Sassy's in the chat. It's her birthday as well today. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, now count 9 months back from today. That means a lot of people were getting busy. Let's see. Let's count 9 months back. November, October, September, August, July, June, April, May, April, March. So I guess March is a great. Oh yeah, March is spring, fertility, Easter, rabbits. It's when everyone's copulating. It makes total sense. That must be a big sex month.
I was actually watching. Now this is years ago. This is just a wee tangent story, but years ago watching one of them fucking like Ricky Lake or Jerry Springer shows with my ma. Back when I used to live with my mum, and they had this family on, and whatever the fucking show topic was about, it was a happy topic. It wasn't Jerry Springer sort of thing. It was a happy topic. And the 3 kids all had a birthday within a month of each other. And like the person asked them, did you ever think back, if your birthdays are all the same, did you ever, as you just did, work out, you know, when it was. And when they worked back, it was actually the mother and father's wedding anniversary, and they went away every single year for the weekend and have done. So,
Oh man.
and the look in the kid's face, because it was like, we never thought to do that.
That's good. Before I forget, you mentioned Skylar, you mentioned Modern Day Debate. Now, some of these, now, are these channels that you were first on that got your toe in the door before you, was this before you started your own channel?
Well, from Non Sequitur, the first episode that Digital Hammurabi come on, I thought they were fantastic. I absolutely thought Josh and Megan were just great. The camaraderie was fantastic. They got on. He seemed like a very intelligent fella. So when the moment they started their channel, I can't exactly remember what number sub I am, but I'm under 10. I'm definitely under 10. I think I was like the fourth or fifth Patreon. You know, I've followed them from the very start. So they made me a moderator in their chat, and then obviously from that, when Josh went to Skylar, I then followed and went and helped out on Skylar's as well. And yeah, that would have been me being comfortable to put my foot in the door. You know, I'd be in other chats and stuff like that, sort of lurking, maybe one or two here. But once you get the spanner, you know, and you've got the power, you sort of can say, not say what you want, but makes you, the people have accepted you, you know. So I know it's just
for
YouTube.
you Americans. For you Americans, a spanner is a wrench. I'm gonna translate. I'm gonna translate for you from Celtic to actual English.
Yeah, you'd need to, because I some people say I talk too fast. Some people say I'm aggressive.
No, I got a friend from Liverpool, but he loves Manchester United for some damn reason. But he lives down in San Antonio. We meet every once in a while, and when he gets drunk, I can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying.
Yeah.
But when he's sober, I can understand him. Modern Day Debate. Let me say something real quick about that.
Yes, go
something
ahead.
Funny. When I was first getting rolling, they were called Modern Day Hysteria.
Yes, they were.
I showed up on the show, and I was one of James's. I don't know. I definitely wasn't his first atheist, but I was the first one that struck him as, oh, not all atheists are confrontational. Some can be amicable. Some are just seeking truths and wanting to find some common ground with us. And it really kind of blew his mind. And I claim that I was the reason for him changing the name, because the original name was a little too confrontational. And I think, and now I don't know if you'll admit to this, but I think I'm the reason. Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but I have to just jump in here. There's another group of a community that I would hang about with. I don't know if you've heard of him, God the Good One. Have you heard of God the Good One on YouTube? And it's another separate community of just sort of hangout streams where we just hang out. There's not really anything religious. And Lucy Luxor must be live now, because her entire live chat has just jumped into mine and doing a Lucy raid.
Oh, cool.
Nice. They do that sometimes if our timings match up. You know, if I'm live and doing a hangout, and if Lucy's live and doesn't realize, we jump in and Piggy raid or God raid or Lucy raid. It helps people out, as you say. You know, everybody give a bit of love.
That is awesome.
So
you got a little bit of cross collaboration going already. I like that.
Yeah, as I say, it's more of just hangouts. That we don't really do anything specific, and no drama, no fucking drama. Come in and make cunts of all the people who are on screen, but you don't be having no fucking drama. It's all about fun and a bit of banter. But thanks God, thanks Infinite Muir. Infinite Muir won, just to say he was the first person in. So if you're giving out points, it's for Infinite Muir.
Great segue about drama, because I was about to bring up Non Sequitur show, but minus the drama. I was just going to get your... first off, I'm going to explain why I can only talk for an hour today. Well, okay, a few things. I'm on day 15 of an extreme weight loss. Yeah. This is the first time I've had alcohol, though I'm only doing it because I'm on your show, and it's one of these like low-calorie shits.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, just to have a little fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm on this weight loss, and it's driving me damn batty. I'm gearing up for that big recording session on Saturday. So it's like a 12-hour marathon, writing the scripts for that. This morning, I just premiered a really important video, gearing up for this show. And I forgot what I was going to, and now I'm not going to explain in detail. I've been talking to one of the two. Okay, I'm not going to bring up drama. It's just that Steve McRae is having a run-in with another YouTuber by the name of Scientist Mel. So I've been talking to her. Well, it just so happens I'm friends with both of them.
Yeah.
Dear friends with both of them. I'm really tight with both of them. I've had them both on the show. I've been on both their shows, and I will continue to do so. I don't let drama between two people affect how I treat them. I'm not going to mitigate what anyone's doing. If you fucked up, I'm going to tell you fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
I was great friends with Kyle. We've had Kyle on the show. I've said multiple times. You know what? If he takes some steps right now and says, well, first off, he has to admit what he did. And I'm all about redemption. No one is so far down that they aren't worthy of redemption. If you beat a man down to where he can never redeem himself, he's got nothing more to live for.
Mm-hmm.
So if he were to admit to Steve, listen, I screwed up. I'm going to do what I can to the reparations for the money, for the past revenue. Here's your channel back. I'm going to do everything I can to make amends. Boom. We're back tight as, two peas in a pod. So I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on drama, but
it's
this whole
totally
thing about
fine,
taking
man.
sides, you objectively look at the facts. You look at who started that channel. I don't care who did the most work. We're talking about an agreement that was made in advance that each of them would receive 50% of all AdSense revenue, all Patreon revenue, all Teespring, any revenue, any royalties that come into that show, 50% in perpetuity.
Oh, you said it. I was waiting for you to say the purple teddies. I was waiting for the purple teddies.
Damn it. Do we have to drink now?
No. It's just, the purple teddies. It's quite funny. But you did give me a shout out. I appreciate that last week after you left. Was it last Tuesday when you left? You mentioned me in Steve's channel, and the first thing Steve McRae said was, I'm not a fan, But
that's right. See, you guys have a thing going. I don't want to dwell on drama.
Oh no. There's no thing going. There is no thing going.
Okay.
I unsubscribed to Non Sequitur. I have not followed Kyle on if he's even out there or whatever. I am still subscribed to Steve, and I'll pop in the odd time. I just think as a man his age, he's fucking going on about it a bit too much. And at the end of the day, he can't say he's not an asshole because he can be an asshole. As we all can be assholes. As you say, own your personality. My personality is blunt. It's the way it is. I've more friends on the internet than I do in real life because of the way I go on. But I take myself and, I smoke, I drink. This is who I am. And if you don't fucking like it, fuck off. And
I believe myself to be among Steve's inner circle even. I mean, we are really tight. We not just the shared military adversity that we've suffered together, but everything. And I'm telling Steve to his face right now, if he ever watches this, Steve is a callous, unfeeling, stubborn, pedantic, hard to get along with individual. And that's coming from a really good friend.
Yep. And there's no problem with that. If that's who you are, own it. But then move the fuck on. It's...
Yep.
I just think it's going on a bit too long. And saying that, though, he did follow me the other day after last Tuesday. He followed me on Twitter. Woo! After you had that chat with him. But
nice.
As you
really?
See, man, yeah, he did. But as
so
you
it kind of helped a little. All right.
Well, I threw a $5 in PayPal or $5 in Super Chat. And if I can remember, and I'll try and say verbatim, YouTube, what was it? Opinions usually go more deeper than a YouTube video. You're always welcome on the channel, and I always respected your science input. I think that's what I said. And that's true.
Dude, that great step.
And then somebody said
great
underneath
step.
it, he actually said that I thought he was an asshole or something. And then in the chat I said, yeah, I've said you're an asshole, but you are sometimes. That's true.
He can be.
Yeah.
He can be.
I'm not going to take sides. I don't like the whole sides thing. There's stuff that I've seen Steve do that I very much disagree with, and I'll never be Team Steve. But then at the end of the day, I'm never Team Kyle. I'm never Team Non Sequitur. As I said to Jim Majors, I'm Team Jim because he's friends with Steve. I'm Team Jim here. I'm friends with you. I would now hope to be. And if
that fucker said he was going to come to our next studio shoot, and I got to get. You know what? I think I got to write that down. I think I got to get him into the studio.
Jim Majors.
This time, yeah. We've had him on the show numerous times.
Yeah, Jim's a good lad. Very, very smart man as well when it comes to the Bible, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His notifications, though, never come through on mine. I always miss his fucking lives because YouTube notifications, I really don't think like Jim. I never fucking catch his lives. I always miss them.
Do you hit the bell?
Yeah, no, I'm bailed up. I'm all bailed up.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Weird. Yeah. If you think that if anyone that wants to think I'm taking sides when I'm about what I'm about to say, so be it. I'm not taking sides, but here it goes. Steve got fucked over. He created the channel. There was 50% share. Kyle stole that. It may or may not be because of his drug use, but the money's gone. Steve will never see that money. Kyle popped smoke. He's off the radar, and all the people that supported him are just sitting here eating crow. They don't know how to react, and some of them are still tap dancing and trying to just avoid the subject. I'm not going to name names, but I'm thinking of 3 big YouTubers right now who I consider myself friends with, but I'm telling them right now, you need to, your silence is tacitly supporting his actions.
Well,
that's all I'm going to say.
Them particular people, if we're right in who we're talking about, I've unsubscribed to them long time ago, and not necessarily to do with that as well. One of them, if he doesn't stop saying penis, it's just, why do you have to say that all the time? There's no need.
I will say, will call out too by name, the Gleason twin. I call them the Gleason twins. It's Godless Engineer, John Gleason, and his wife, Caitlin. All right. So.
Well, I did sort of call them out when I said the person who says penis all the time, so you can blame me. We all know who we're talking about.
I've had John on the show. I do not consider either of them friends. This is me. If some weird miracle they do see this, I would love to get back to a state where we are tight again. That's what I want. I don't know if it can happen. I really need you two to chill the fuck out on the situation and look at it objectively. Backstory. I butted heads with those two on 2 issues before this even happened. So we were on the wrong foot to begin with. But anyway, let's get on to something a little more fun, man. This is depressing as shit. Modern day debate, non sequitur show.
Yeah, you had 4 or 5 things. Yeah, go down through your list, man. Go down through your list, because as I told you before, everybody has to moderate me on my channel. I'm a wild talker.
Oh, dude. See, I make lists of lists. I've got I'm always writing shit down.
Yeah, I have a book.
I have to make a list of all my lists.
I have one of them that I carry about in my bag with me, and I've had it maybe 3 or 4 years, and you just scribble things down in it. And my ma always actually seen me doing this, and scribbling wee ideas down, and maybe house plans. If I've seen something, I'm hoping to build a house in a couple of years, and just scribbling my ideas down, because memory's not great. So if they're in the book, they're in the book. And she was like,
put lots of secret doors in it.
Yeah, oh man, you flip through it. Like, I was looking through it today for passwords, and I couldn't find the fucking password, and found some mad stuff.
No, I'm talking in the house that you build. It's always like a young boy's. It might be girls too, but boys always want a house with secret doors and a hidden basement or something.
I do want a basement.
Always add something like that.
Oh yeah, there will be a basement, definitely. Yeah, but where was I going with this? Oh yes, my mother. She bought me for Christmas a beautiful actual journal. Do you remember that movie? I can't even remember the movie. There's no point. It's backed. It's like suede backing, and it's wrapped up in a beautiful pen with it. It's all leather and coated and all. She bought it for me last Christmas. It's too nice to write in. I write shit. I'm scribbling down ideas at 4 a.m. when I've smoked too many bongs because I'm not going to remember the next day. And she buys me this beautiful leather journal, and it's sitting still in its display box like 2 inches from me. I can't use it. I would feel awful if I used it. It's just too pretty.
I think she wants you to use it. I think you should use it.
Yeah, I probably will. But...
Even whatever comes out of your brain is worthy of being put on that, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I use the pen. The pen's a... Oh, Pat, hold on. Give me 1 second. You all right?
Yep. I can fill some time.
Oh, no,
all right. So, you can find Atheist Edge.
Yes. Do YouTube. A plug for your channel.
Yes. Hey, don't worry about me. You do your thing, man. I'm plugging some shit here. Atheist Edge on YouTube. So youtube.com/Atheist Edge. Twitter @Atheist Edge. Instagram at atheist_edge, Facebook/atheist edge. Let's see. That's where we are mostly. If you go to the Facebook, if you go to the Facebook Atheist Edge, go to events, and you can see if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we got tons of, because we're linked in with some other atheist groups in this area. Richard Carrier just came through town. We just flew John Loftus from Missouri into town, and we did some episodes with him. So we're getting at that point now. We're not like, I'm not getting too big for my britches. I know where I am in the pecking order in the food chain because I reached out to Bart Ehrman, and apparently I'm not big enough for him yet, but at least he responded back saying he's too busy. And Sam Harris is still way out of our sights, but I'm thinking that maybe one day we're getting Seth Andrews in December. I mean, Seth Andrews, Bart Ehrman, Richard Carrier, John Loftus.
Yeah, they're big names in the community. They are big names.
Okay, Anthony Magnabosco, we've already had Hemet Mehta. I don't think we've had Hemet Mehta. That would be good to get on the show. But I mean, there's other than Sam Harris, he's our purple squirrel. I mean, once we get him, we've made it. So, and it will probably take some scratch. He's not gonna be like Arn Raw and just come and I can pay him in porters and stouts.
Yeah.
As long as they're 19% alcohol by volume. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to pay him some actual scratch. But
yeah, well, you know if you've got a PO box, man, we actually make. I don't know if this is legal to say on YouTube, but we're in the process of making our own. We do make our own patching, so yeah, ooh. I could maybe send you over a bottle of that there, and go on ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, one of our former hosts, he life got ahead of him and he had to leave. Lance, if you guys remember from earlier shows, he did a made up small batch, and he made a special brew, just a high ABV just for Aaron, and he called it Godless Heathen. It's a picture of Aaron Raw on it, and he bottled every bottle that way. It was pretty cool. I still have some of the labels.
Yeah, well, patching's not a home. Patching would be moonshine.
Oh, when you say patch, you're not talking about the labels on the beer.
No. When I say it's
what is patching?
With our slang, we would call it patching. It's actually spelt poteen, Poteen. It's moonshine. We usually would call it moonshine.
Huh. I never knew that. What is gravy for anyone in Canada? Maybe in the chat. I'm not looking at the chat, but anyone in the chat, what is it when you put gravy on French fries up in Canada? It sounds like poutine, doesn't it? So if anyone wants to answer that one.
Well, we keep honeybees. We've like 30 hives, so any of the scrapings and anything that we've left over, it still obviously contains a wee bit of sugar. And then
30 hives.
We throw in some...
Really?
Yeah.
You put on the suit?
Pardon?
Do you have to put on the suit to like...
well, it depends on the day, man. I have pictures. I'll send you pictures on Twitter afterwards. Me and the daughter, who's only 2.5 at the time, not 3 foot from the hives, and thousands of bees just flying around us, you know. But they were in a good mood that day. If you go down and they're not in a good mood, you definitely need the suit. But
that is so cool.
Yeah, and we would use that along with some apples and stuff and make some patching. I've recently moved to a different depot as well, and they've started clearing out their back store to make more space for storage, and the back store has not been, like, it's just been used as a dump for the last 20 years since they've worked there, you know. We were in it, and the guy's taking down the shelves. The guy's that's running it now, he's taking down the shelves to take home to put in his garage, and we're working our way through it. No lights, pitch dark, torches, you know, spider webs everywhere. I'm walking into spider webs left, right and centre, and I hit my foot off something, and I look down, and it's at least 18 bottles. Empty brown bottles.
You told me this story. Holy shit! And what was it? And they were all still intact.
Yeah, all still intact, and they stink of patching. And supposedly the guy that before owned this building did have an alcohol problem, so he probably made his own homebrew. So I've took them home and give them to my dad. So you know, I'll. Yeah.
No, I meant to ask you if those are going to be like collectors. Are those worth something? Yeah, they have to be.
They might be. They're but there's no labeling on them. Not even on the actual. There's no labeling or stamps or anything that I can see. Like they're completely blank. No labels, no stamps, no glasses. Even the lids doesn't have a pattern or nothing on them. But yeah, they might be a collector's
my
item. But
my grandpa died. He's in Louisville, Kentucky. We found in his basement cases and cases and cases of Coca-Cola. Undrunk, undrinking, undrank. Fuck it, I don't know.
yeah, not
Anyway,
drunk.
there was still Coca-Cola in them, right?
Yeah.
And even the caps were rusty, but it was still intact. Label still on it. And I looked at the date. Then I got online and I said, "Oh no, you know why they called it Coca-Cola?
Yeah, I do.
You know what was in these bottles?
Tell the audience if they don't.
Fucking cocaine. Cases of cocaine in my grandpa's basement.
Oh, madness.
Yeah.
The things you
wow,
find, I
cool.
like old things.
I know, right?
I do like old things. I would go walking on the old canals with the daughter. If the weather's good, we'll take the dog and we'll go walk the path beside the canals. And there's viaducts and dikes and stuff still there. No, built out of brick from like the 1800s. There's a graveyard just up from my mum's, and during the summer there, well, you can all think I'm weird, but I used to hang about there with the mates whenever we were younger and we needed somewhere to hang out. We used to go and stand in Maggie beside her grave. It's from like the late 1700s, early 1800s, and it's an old broken down church in the middle of a tiny wee thing, like, nothing big. But I took the daughter up and I got her to I took some pictures, and I think, I love old stuff. I do. I don't know if it makes me older than what I am. I'm only 36, but no, I love old buildings.
Dude, you're young as shit.
Yeah.
That's a great age to start this game. The 18, 25-year-olds that start YouTube on the edge of their bed with their phone. Okay. You don't have anything to say, brother or sister. But, you get 36, that's okay. You've lived a life, man. You got something to talk about. That's a great time to start YouTube.
Oh, I have an awful lot.
Not when
to
you're a
talk about.
51-year-old retired crusty Marine that's freaking bad back and
Well, man,
I should have started earlier.
I aim to live to be at least 117. 17 sort of like my magic number, so I'm going for 117. And with medical research, and hopefully we can get there. You're only halfway through your life, man.
Oh, also saved round. Earlier he said garage. I have to translate for my American audience. That's garage. All right, so carry on. Oh, I got to pee real quick. So can you fill 30 seconds of time?
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
go
of
ahead
course.
Go ahead and let people into the chat if you want to. More the merrier. I'll be back.
Yeah, well, we can do that because you'll be leaving soon enough. So is there anybody that wants to jump into the chat? Does anyone want to talk to Jim? The most famous person we've ever had on this channel? How is everybody today as well? Casey, thanks for turning up. Be Mindful, Isam, Geo. Dave's in there too. I think I seen Spooky, but he's away back to Lucy's channel probably. The traitor. I'm with Liberal Atheist as well. Liberal Atheist Comic. There we go. Bad weather here today. You want to talk about the weather? It was raining. Awful bad rain today. Roads were flooded this morning. Sammy, thanks for turning up as well, man. I know it's fucking earlier and you're early in Australia. See, this is why I have guests on. Because I'm no good. I've nobody to talk to. Don't do that to me again, man.
Oh, did I leave you flapping in the wind?
No, this is why
Dude,
I can talk, but I can talk to people. I get nervous when I'm on my own.
I could talk. Well, I was a drill instructor for 3 years, and okay, in the Marine Corps, the drill instructors are the ones that yell at the new recruits.
My dad did drill sergeant for 2 years.
Well, okay? I think everyone knows. In fact, you see that behind me? That cover? That's what we wear. Those those Smokey Bear looking campaign covers.
Yes.
Those things. Yeah. So during training to become a drill instructor, you have to literally yell at a brick wall for 30 minutes. So I got good at just self-dialogue,
Yeah.
I guess. But, at decibel levels where it blows, it is permanent scar tissue in your throat. That's why I will never sing karaoke again, but oh well.
I suggested that. I suggested that in the tweet for hitting 200 subscribers. I'm comfortable with who I am and I don't give a fuck about myself. So Yeah, self-deprecating. Let's go for it. Do you want me to sing? You know, do you want me to show baby photos? What'll we do to celebrate 200 subscribers? I've been
Um,
told no singing.
how about do a collaboration with Atheist Edge?
That would
How's
work,
that?
man. I will anytime you need. I will make the time for you as long as you take into account the time zones. But
Listen, here's how it usually works. I mean, I don't even consider us a medium fish yet. We're still a little fish, but the littlest fish has to produce it. So you write the script, and you choose which of the Atheist Edge hosts you want to be involved in it. One, two, or all four, whatever.
well, I would say
And
all four
you,
because the only
oh,
person. Sorry to interrupt. I do that.
hmm
To me, I know
that's
this
right.
is a real bad thing, and I don't want to put any of your other hosts down. But as you say, it was you that put it together, and it was you that did the thing. And for me, you are the face of Atheist Edge.
I would beg to differ
Of
because
course,
well,
you
okay.
would because you're
Um,
modest. But that's just. I've only recently. Well, it's
Cour-
not that I've only recently found yous. I've known of yous, but you've obviously seen
Courtney
me a bit more in the
is
chats.
the president of a major atheist organization. She has a degree in psychology. She's been on Truth Wanted, some of the bigger shows. If anyone ever, like the big shows, call for Atheist Edge, they ask for her by name. I am beginning to and I'm not sad about this. In fact, I think being relegated to behind the camera, production manager and editor, I know that's where I'm headed. That's where I am in the food chain. And that's great. Chris is smart as hell. Courtney, I see them in front of the camera. I see TJ stepping in for that right leaning, Trump supporting. He adds the counterculture to it,
Yeah.
that little anti SJW, something, whatever that we can argue with him about, So, and being behind the camera, I'm not going to get my butt hurt about that. So I think Courtney is becoming the face of Atheist Edge. Anyway, when we do the collaboration, however you want it, whatever pops into your brain, you think it up, you write a script for it. Here's how I did it.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
keep
walk you
saying
through
writing
what
a
I did
script.
with,
I'm not good at writing scripts, man. I usually just wing it. I like to just talk, but whenever you say write a script, do you
I'll
want
tell
a
you what.
topic? Do you want?
I'll tell you what. I'll do it. Let me write something up
Yep.
that I know that you and I will both enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm in the middle of writing a script for Saturday, and let me walk you through that. That's going to be the entire book of Job. Sounds boring, right? But it's going to be a humorous rewrite of it. I'm rewriting the entire book of Job. Courtney's going to play Yahweh. Chris is going to play Satan. TJ's going to play Job, and I'm going to be the narrator. And it's going. Do you know how the Book of Job basically goes?
Oh yeah,
and how
yeah,
it
yeah,
ends?
yeah.
All right. So in this one, it's going to end with. Okay, you know how in the original, God, Job yells up at him and said, "What the fuck did you do this to me?" And God yells down, "Don't you know who the hell I am?" Basically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, it's going to end with Job yelling back at him, this, and this is why you're an asshole, and then God leaving with his tail between his legs.
Oh, so a twist at the end. Rather than getting a new wife and a new
Yes.
group, you'll be grand.
It ends. No, he won't get shit, but he'll get his ass kicked. But at least he'll win because he's gonna tell God off to a point where logically God can't refute what he says, and he just leaves.
Yeah, I've had a Christian come to me before, and as I say, I would be a genuine nice person. There's been stories of me in the channel, and a fella called, I think his name is Darius. He was thumbing a lift. I homeless, helped him out, gave him food, took him around I actually drove him cross country, dropped him off, and then picked him up, drove him home again. But the guy said to me, this Christian, evolution denier and all, said to me, he says, "You're just living as if God does exist. You're just going through life and being nice as if God does exist. You know he exists." And I goes, "I will live my life as it is. I'm a nice person. I do my bit." Now I'm just paraphrasing. But, I says, even if God does exist, as the usual phrase goes, when I'm standing in front of him and he says I'm going to hell, I'll go to hell with a smile on my face because I know I'm more moral than he is. So, but
Great
that's...
answer. Great answer. There's a question we always ask our guests if it's their first time on our show, depending on if they're a believer or a non-believer. If they're a believer, we tailor it depending, but we basically say, if there was undeniable proof that blank, like if they're a believer that God does not exist, how would it change your life? What would you do differently? Or if they're a non-believer, we say, okay, the debate's over. the Christians win. Yahweh exists. Everything in the Bible is true. How do you change your life? And the most common response is, I tell that bitch off. Yeah.
The amount of, like, I recently seen Kent Hovind, or not Kent Hovind, Kent Hovind's son and Ray Comfort.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric Hovind and Ray Comfort in a wee snippet. I think it was a Viced Rhino video. If you haven't seen Viced Rhino, man's definitely worth a sub. He's fantastic. And
I'm all over some Viced Rhino. I like them.
They were talking about how if God didn't exist and there were no morals, they would just go mad. They'd be in prison for the things that they would do. That shocks me when I hear Christians say that.
Exactly.
It's like, how can you actually say that? I got a couple more
saved rounds, Mathpig.
Pardon?
Can I get? Let me get through some of these saved rounds. My next question. See, I'm so used to being the interviewer. If I start, I'm going to start interviewing you. But just if you want to take the show back over, feel free.
No, that's good, because we're still small.
My next question is,
if everybody
live versus recorded. You, before we went live, you said, what is the StreamYard? And I was talking about StreamYard and how cool it looks. And you said, it's really easy to use. And I said, remember, I'm a dumb Marine. I don't, okay. YouTube just recently, within the last month or so, got rid of Google Hangouts. And that's how we used to go live.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you guys. The reason why you haven't seen a live show on Atheist Edge is because I'm dumb and TJ's too lazy to learn OBS. So I have Zoom. And I've been doing a lot of shows on Zoom, but they're pre-recorded. Now, the pros to that are I can add graphics, I can shorten it, I can make it more entertaining, but it's not live, it's not spontaneous. So, given that, would you ever consider recording stuff ahead of time so you can clean it up and cut stuff out, tighten it up, turn it into multiple episodes, or do you like this live action?
I'm all about the live. In all honesty, I do have a few wee programs on the computer, and like with the incident with you and Richard, you know, if something like that happens, you know, I have the ability there to go and do it. And I have a playlist on the channel called #bored, and that's what I do. Like if I'm at work and the place is quiet, I have a lot of the software downloaded onto the phone, and I can fuck about with it at the phone at work if work's quiet. So I would do that, and it is nice to have that, because even though this is going out live, I've put a wee bit of background music going out through YouTube, which we can't hear unless you're actually watching YouTube. There is a wee bit of a backing track a friend made for me. Well, he made it and sent it to me, and then I stole it and told him, and he was fine with it. But, you know,
that is so cool.
I can have just a wee bit like that. But so just so there's no awkward silences, you know. And awesome. I do like the edited video section because, again, I don't know if you've heard of Dale, the flat earther from Scotland.
No.
He was on the Non Sequitur show, but Dale from Scotland, it's what do you call his actual channel? Bill, put the fucking thing. It's Behind the Imaginary Curve, right? And he just spouts some shit, and he's very aggressive, and he calls people wankers and pussy fuckers and all this here abuse. And I have a wee snippet one of him going buck mad, and you know, it for someone to come on and watch it, it's entertaining to watch an edited video. Them wee things that you add till it do make the video more entertaining and can be funny from a certain point of view. But I like the interaction. It's the interaction with the audience that I would not crave, but I'm petrified of it, but enjoy. You know, that's what I like.
That's going to be what makes this channel break 1,000 and keep going. That and your sexy accent.
Oh,
but yeah, I see great things. I see great things. Last thing. Oh, not last thing. I got 4 things, dude. Let me rip through this. You said you had 666 plus your initials on your license plate. And that's in Ireland. And I was just going to make a comment, and then you can comment on that. But
go for
here
it.
in deep red conservative Texas, I had a Darwin fish. You know, the little Christian fish, but it has feet. I had it on my car for 2 days, maybe 4 days. I don't know. I was in a Walmart parking lot, came out. It was ripped off the bumper, broke in half, and laid on my bumper nice and gently. And I've had my car keyed for a, what did I have? Oh, separation of church and state bumper sticker.
Yeah.
And I got my car keyed all the way down my car. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And so the fact that I'm out, and my neighbors know that I do a YouTube channel, and Chris is the only co-host that is still not out to his family yet. All of us are out. We all catch shit for it. I don't care. What's it like over there? Has anyone looked at that 666? Have you gotten any death threats, complaints, any damage
Nothing
to
as
your car?
extreme as death threats. My granny wasn't too happy with me, and she's 83 or 82 or so. She wasn't too pleased. But no, nothing really. To be honest, man, I've always wanted a Ford RS with a license plate personalised. A Ford RS is a type of car. Ever since I was a wee kid, I wanted an Opel Manta, a Peugeot 205 GTI, and I wanted a Ford RS with a personalised license plate. I got myself a Ford Capri from 1984, which actually was registered in the same. Now, it's sitting in the yard and needs work done till it, man. We're building the shed at the minute and it will be done up. I bought it a couple of years ago with the intention of, doing it with my firstborn. Then I broke up with that girl, met another girl, got that, and the car's there for the daughter. And the Capris over here were massive in England. They used to, anything that you find over here now has been imported from England. This one hasn't. This one's actually never left Northern Ireland, and it was actually registered less than 3 or 4 mile up the road from where my woman lives and was raised, and where the child was born.
Wow.
So it's never.
We have the Capri here too.
Yeah. So I've got that, and then as I say, I got an ST. I wanted to put a plate on it, and I was going to put one on with the child's name, but I intend to have at least 3 kids. So that wouldn't have been fair. So I went down the route of putting my initials on it, and then some of them were expensive, some of them were shitty, but the 666 was the only one left in the 666. So the fact that it's the only one left,
wow.
I was in the mindset, if that's the only one left, it's actually Y666 and then my initials. And I was like, if that's the only one left, then they must be popular. There must be a bit of value to it. So it's a slight investment as well. If I decide to get another one down the line, I can always sell it and hopefully make a profit. But it does start conversations.
You want 3 more kids, you said?
I want 3 in total. I would be happy with 2. I've got a girl. I would like a boy. I'd like one of each. But my woman's family, I don't know what's going on with her genetics, but there is at least 70% female child rate in that family. It's mostly women that does.
Well, I'll ask you that in a minute, but if she's culturally Catholic, how culturally Catholic, if you know what I mean? If you're trying for kids, we're talking.
Well, we've got a 2.5-year-old, and at the minute we do live apart due to work things, and I own my own house, and she still lives at home with her mum and dad at the minute. So she's working down there. My woman, big shout out, tell her, love the absolute bones of her. She works in an old folks home with dementia, so she spends her work time, looking after old folks. She comes home with bruises that have been there last month or whatever it was. She came home with bruises.
I never miss an opportunity to say this. Everyone thanks service members for their service, for being in harm's way. Okay, you're welcome. But there's 2 groups that don't get any credit.
Teachers is
the
one of
first
them.
responders, the firefighters. I don't know if you've ever had Noel Plum on your show. Great guy.
I know of Noel.
In
yes,
London.
yes. I don't sub to Noel, but I keep forgetting to.
Yeah, I keep trying to get him on the show, but our schedules just never meet up. The first responders, cops, firefighters, and the people that work in healthcare and taking care of the elderly and the people with cognitive decline, old folks, man, their work is unsung. They don't get enough credit at all, and it is tough. It's physically, mentally, emotionally tough work.
And she does 12-hour shifts sometimes as well. So she's 12-hour shifts at night, comes home at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then has a 2.5-year-old. So she, as you would say, how Catholic is she? Right now, not that Catholic, man.
So there is no rhythm method. Because you're 36 and you need 2 more kids to meet your goal, man. You need to get after it.
Oh, well, that's I'm hoping now in the next year or so, I should be finishing the house off. I have a plumber coming tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to do the bathroom. I'm putting an extra bathroom into the house, doing a wee bit of work in this. And I got the house at good money. I should hopefully make enough to buy land. And then in the next year or so, move up beside my woman, because there's no way on earth that she's moving away from her family. She won't leave.
All right. My wife conceived, we planned both of our children. One more thing. I'm in the intelligence business, or I was, NSA, electronic surveillance, all that. A lot of electromagnetic radiation, a lot of RF frequencies, and so they call it the radio battalion curse. I don't consider it a curse, but a disproportionate number of Marines and NSA employees have girls, and people have said that RF frequencies kill the Y chromosome because it's the weakest.
Yes.
That's why everyone has girls in my line of work. I don't know if that's true. I don't consider it a curse. I love my girls, but both times we tried to get knocked up, it worked first try. And I'm just giving you this little advice. I'm moving my camera because I'm about to. Well, I was going to lay down anyway. I can just explain it to you. As soon as you get your nut right, she needs to get her
Legs
ass in the air and put her elbows under her and do like a bicycle kick in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like get kind of upside down and start doing a bicycle kick.
I think I seen that in the movie one time.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know
She's
exactly
almost
what
kind
you're
of
talking
inverted.
about. Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's doing a bicycle in the air. Fucking do that, and then it doesn't. Well, of course it matters if you're ovulating or not, but
We'll definitely
it worked,
try. We'll
it worked
definitely
both times
try.
for me.
But no, as I say, man, her family. I went to a wedding, not this last wedding we went to, but the one before that, and her uncle owns the pub right next door to the church. Like the chapel's there, and the pub's next door, and it's owned by her uncle.
Yes.
Right. So like. Her cousin was that drunk, her tits were falling out as we were going into the church at like 10 in the morning. They'd been on the drink from like 6 in the morning. Very nice looking woman too. Claire, we shout out for Claire and her big boobs. But the entire family
God
is
loves
all
some
women,
big
man.
boobies.
I'm not joking. Like, I'm at the wedding looking around, and it was a big wedding. There could be 300 people there. At least 200 of them were female. At least that. It's a big female family. But I don't care. My wee girl already has her own boiler suit. She has been lying underneath the car with me. I've had her under the bonnet. I've already taught her how to fucking drive the car. Her wee feet just can't reach the pedals, and she's decided to do that herself, lift the keys and disappear. I went out on Sunday, or Saturday, we went to the swimming pool. I've been trying to teach her how to jump off the coffee table. She eventually got it. It took me about a month, so I took her to the swimming pool to jump in. She wouldn't fucking jump in, so I set her down in the pool with me, and I says to her, do you want to fly? And she goes, yeah, daddy, fly. So I fucked her up in the air and took a step back and straight into the water. I will treat them, whether they're a boy or a girl, they'll get treated the exact fucking same.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, my girls growing up in Marine Corps household and moving every 3 years, they know, and I've told them so many times that, Dad, we know you don't care what kind of reproductive plumbing we have in our trousers. I'm going to treat you the same way no matter what. Yeah, they get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm an army brat, as I said earlier. My dad was what we would refer to over here, which is territorial army. He did 2 in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan, but all 6 months.
That's what I did. 2 and 1.
Yeah, he did that as well. So a lot of respect for the army. I collect poppies. It was obviously Remembrance Sunday. Sunday past, usually would have Remembrance Day on Monday. We always celebrated on the closest Sunday till it. So I have my poppies out in pride, and yeah. I used to hate the army because my dad and my ma split up sort of because of it. But I grew up, and yeah, my dad lives right around the corner from me. A lot of respect for the army now. He brought me back.
It's a rough life, Mathpig. Don't hate the service, man. Divorce rate was 80% as a drill instructor. It's not much better as a regular Marine, but it's a rough life, dude. Don't hate the service.
Well, it wasn't more the service
things,
again. It came down to
I understand where you're coming from.
The drinking community. You know, it came down to the drinking and stuff like that. There, Jesus, they do an awful lot of drinking, and I don't know what way it works in your bases, but we don't pay tax in our army base bars. There's no tax paid.
That's right.
So
us either.
Yeah, you get fucking really shit drunk, and Di ended up being a warrant officer, quite high up. They had a few parties. Oh my God, lots of alcohol.
We have a lot of Thursday night was drinking with Lincoln. The Lincoln is what's on a U.S. 5-cent piece, a nickel. So it was 5. I guess 5p would be the what's over there. It'd be 5p for a tall pint.
Yeah,
that's all you paid.
Yeah, it was no money whatsoever. There was the night before they went out. I can't remember whether it was Iraq or which time or Afghanistan, but one night where we were there by 12 o'clock, or no, it was 10 to 11. The bar actually was drunk dry by 10 to 11, and the guy had to go to the off license with a fucking credit card and buy crates of stuff to stack up the bar again. It was drunk fucking dry. But here, be mindful. If you check Discord DMs, I sent you the link to the chat. For whatever reason, I can't paste it. would you paste it into the chat so if it's open for anyone who wants to come in? I know we've only got Jim for a limited time, so One Way or Bill, or if anybody wants to come in and just say hello to Dave, if Be Mindful can pop the link into the chat. And yeah, because I know you'll have to go soon, Jim. I'm not kicking you. Don't go. Stay.
No, if you can paste it to the Discord and then paste it. I can't even talk Irish, man. The way you said paste.
Paste.
That was so cool.
Paste. I'm just saying.
Paste it.
Oh.
If you can paste it.
My friend, like, I'm not shy about having a YouTube channel. I've told the people at work, you know, I was actually very excited today, man, because you are the most famous person we've ever had on the channel.
That is so sad. You should not brag about that.
Oh, no. Definitely something to brag about. Definitely worth it, like.
Oh, dude.
But I'm not ashamed of it, you know. But
you know what? I'm going to blow your goddamn mind one day when we do a live show, and then guess who's someone like Matt Dillahunty will sit down next to me. I've been literally doing studio, like Courtney and Chris will be doing something on, I don't know, Holly Ordway's newest book, right? And I'll look over and Matt Dillahunty and Aaron Raw are literally sitting right there on my couch, just having a little chat, waiting for the next episode. I'm like, what kind of charmed life am I leading right now? I got way too lucky doing this shit.
Well, not to downgrade yourself, but, you know, you're here. But what I'm going to say is going to sound like an insult to you. But Matt Dillahunty and Seth and, you know, Aaron, they seem to be out of my league. You know, they're too intelligent.
Nope, don't say that. See, right now I'm thinking Sam Harris is out of my league. And I know that's not true, and I know for a fact what you're thinking is not true, because I thought the same thing.
Sam Harris isn't worth it, though. I know in the field he's definitely worth someone getting onto the show and, you know, and help boost and all that crack, and he is someone who's of intelligence, but...
I thought Noel Plum was out of my league, and now, like, the only reason he hasn't been on the show yet is we just can't get the schedules to meet up. The old school YouTube, when I first started watching YouTube Atheist, okay, Truth Surge had on the show already. Ken Humphreys, haven't had him on the show, but I know he would come. Dark Matter 2525, he's contributed to the show, never been on the show yet.
Yeah, I found
no
him.
We're gonna.
I used to watch him and Aaron. I found Dark Matter. His whole Power Corrupt series is fantastic.
We were on Non Sequitur together, and I can't remember his name now. Anyway, Bionic Dance. I grew up with her. She was on Tosh.0 even. And, you know, I thought she was way out of... There's no way I would ever get her. And now we're like buddies.
Yeah, she does
we're
be
like
on the
shit
Lavender
in
Lady.
private chat.
She does be
She's been on the show a number of times.
Yeah, she does be on the Lavender Lady. Do you know of the Diana?
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah. I would be in their wee streams every night. They're good.
Lavender Lady, she's a trans female, right?
Yes, Diana. Yes.
Yeah, I know her.
And who else would we be? There would be Purple Rhymes with Orange. You know Purple Rhymes with Orange?
Purple Rhymes with Orange. I can't even show my camera, but the reason I'm even doing this podcast right now is because of Purple Rhymes with Orange. The fan power that I'm using to power this microphone was a donation.
Oh, well, that's
from Purple Rhymes with Orange.
Well, that's amazing because he is in the minute. He was me and him. Well, we would talk and stuff like, but he said he's trying to save up to get a new computer, you know, to do that. So the fact that he would donate that to you, when I know that's the situation.
When he probably couldn't afford it. Now you make me feel like an asshole.
Oh well, no.
Jesus.
Have you seen their real face though? Have you seen their actual face?
I've never seen Purple's face
in
real life.
I've
seen your face, but I don't know why you don't. Oh, you don't. You're afraid that you got a small one that might run behind you, right? You don't want to put any minors in your show.
No. As I said,
your goddamn face on there.
The child and the girlfriend don't live with me at the minute. As I say, she lives up there and does the home thing. I see them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
But why do you do an avatar still?
I do an avatar still because, well, number one, I smoke during the stream, and watching someone.
So here I'm vaping my butt off.
I know, but not to say that it's unattractive, but this is better looking, and I worry about stained teeth, which I don't like my stained teeth. There's people in
dude, you're from the UK. Everyone expects bad teeth. What else?
Well, I'll make it right. Well, I'll make a deal. If someone else comes into the chat for the last wee bit that Jim's here and has their face on, I'll put my face on too.
I'm not pushing you to do it. It's just
Oh,
that
my face
give me
is
a
out
good
there,
reason
man.
why you don't want to do it.
Oh no, my face is out there. If you went to, do you see the Lucy raid that happened earlier?
Dude, yeah,
I'd be
we
on her
did that.
panels.
We did an after party. We did that after show just a couple days ago. You had your face out,
yeah,
but I don't know why you don't do it regularly.
I just
Like
haven't.
Prophet Azad. Guess what? You know Prophet Azad?
Oh yeah, I've seen his face. He doesn't do it that often, but he does. Yeah.
Guess who was the first time he ever showed his face on camera? Guess whose show he was on?
Yours.
I gotta pee again. Start bringing some people into the show.
Yeah, well, the link's out there. It's in the chat if anyone wants to come in. Bill, I knew that you were talking about. Oh, he's coming. Bill's coming. Bob Smith, thanks for coming in, man. I think I've seen you make a comment on the Praise I Am's video. I haven't seen you before that, so it's nice that you're here. Thank you for listening to me talk shit. Elevator music. Elevator music. So I hope everybody's had a good time tonight. One way, it was good that you come in. I take it you're at work. This is the delay. And Sammy, what time is it there? You're at least, 9 hours ahead of us? You must have just got up out of your bed. Sammy, hold on, production. Oh, it might have this. There we go. Sammy, welcome.
Hello. It's not that early. It's 20 past 10.
Ah, well, that's not too bad.
No, I've been up for hours.
Had your coffee and everything.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, you fucker.
Currently driving.
You're making me do it, aren't you? You're making me do it. You do always be a lot in the car, though. Look, we've got Remember Sammy Jenkins, Jim. Welcome back, Jim.
What up? Okay. Who's this?
This is Remember Sammy Jenkins. He's starting his own wee channel. I think there's only one video and 20 subscribers, but ex-Jehovah Witness doing his own wee thing from Australia.
Oh, another Australian, man. I don't know what it is with those the Australian YouTubers. They're growing, which is a great thing. Not Jaw Witness. You know him?
Oh, yeah. Do you know not you?
Great guy. Great guy.
Yeah, I'll come on screen in 1 minute whenever I'm finished rolling my smoke, because nobody wants to watch me look at a table.
And let's see. Let me go down my list. I still have some things to talk about. You said your biggest troll on your channel, the only one that you have, because you're kind of like us. You don't delete, ban, block, censor. You try to strive for a free marketplace, a pure marketplace of free speech.
Yes.
But there is one particular individual that you mentioned before we went live.
Yes, the man who will not be named.
Jesus is Lord.
Oh,
and
I thought we were going to get one stream where we didn't mention his name, but go on, go for it.
Oh, is he like Voldemort? I'm not supposed to say his
No,
name.
it's not that, man. It's just because he is in the community and everybody's having the same problem.
Everywhere.
And everybody's having the same problem at this time, and I don't like talking about him because I know he watches. You're a wanker and a troll. Fuck off. You're unfair.
Yeah, we're just...
No, if he does watch back,
right.
I'll just make this on screen for everyone. One way does be talking, tell him. One way apologetics that was on Sunday. He's in the chat, man. He's working, but he's in the chat. On Praise I Am's channel the other night, I was talking to Jill. I did offer him to come on Thursday coming at 10 o'clock, an hour before I usually do my Thursday show with Richard. I offered for Richard to moderate. I offered for him to pick a Christian moderator that he was happy with because he considers Richard an atheist. And I said that we would do an hour, equal time, and no reply, no nothing. He just made comments in the chat and then vanished.
Well, that's where you screwed up. You held him to certain parameters that were mutually beneficial. And of course, he doesn't get a chance to troll and play his little games that way. And of course, he's going to leave. But we have 4 in particular, and I'm going to name them. And if it gives them power, I don't care. Jungle Jargon, which we've actually had on. Whenever we get a troll that's really ambitious, you know about Jungle Jargon too?
I know Jungle Jargon.
Really? Oh no, here we go.
Yeah, I've been about, man. I've been about for about it. Well, April coming will be 2 years I've been in the community, you know, so I go down some crazy rabbit holes.
If they get too prolific and I get to a point where, because I refuse to ban, block, delete, or censor anyone, because I'm all about free speech all the way to the point where, as long as they're not doing anything illegal or inciting violence, you're going to stay on my channel. That's what we're all about. So I let this all go, but I get to a point where, listen, man, would you like to come on the show and talk about this? And Jungle Jargon, hats off to him. He actually said yes, and we had a chat. And you know what? He won the debate because my co-host TJ got his feathers ruffled, and it got the best of him.
Yeah.
And Jungle Jargon got him pissed off to the point where Jungle Jargon stayed calm and amicable, and it was my co-host TJ who got emotional, and he lost.
Yeah, if that happened, I was on Jill's channel not 3 weeks ago, along with Jim Majors and AR, and I think Sammy might have been there as well for a wee while, and he wanted to have a talk, and he muted us for over 30 minutes, did a rant. Jim came on, addressed 2 points. He accused Jim of gift galloping and jumping the question, and when he eventually unmuted me, if you listen back, it's just me at 3 a.m, fucking stone drunk, going, "You fucking cunt, you fuck this and fuck," and then I got muted. And then if you go to my channel, there's a video, because somebody can't be fair, I think it's called, in my playlist, and that's me, AR, and Jim hanging about for about 45 minutes after that, just going buck mad. He does that to me, man. I can understand what happened to your co-host.
Yeah. So anyway, this Saturday, okay, so we only record once a month. This Saturday is the one for November, the 16th. We're starting at 11. We're going to 2100 or maybe even later. It's going to end with, I call it a live show, but since I'm a dumb marine and I don't know how to go live again after YouTube got rid of Hangouts, so we're going to record it via Zoom, and I'll edit it and shrink it down and make it fun to watch, and then I'll put it out later. But it's with another troll named Otangelo Grasso.
Otangelo?
Do you know this one?
The Otangelo. Like,
he's going to join us Saturday night
from Talk Haven.
The one from Atheist Experience and Talk
They've
Haven,
even banned him.
What?
They
Say
don't
it again?
They don't even. Otangelo was banned from Talk Haven.
Well, he's coming. Now, when I booked him, I didn't know about this Atheist Experience crap. And then it was Matt who texted me directly, said, "What are you doing, man? Why are you letting this guy have a platform?"
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't know. And I'm not going to unbook him. So we're going to talk to him.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to this guy.
You're going to have an absolute and utter destruction of a time there. Like. So, welcome.
That will indeed be
Bill in the bottom corner with the cracking beard it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, you got the flat cap going?
Yeah, I got the flat cap going, yeah.
Okay. This is a good chance to go get my shillelagh and my flat cap.
So there you go, people. This is me on screen with a spot here, fucking bastard and spots. These are the reasons I don't.
So I will actually take my hat off a bit, because then you can see me a bit better. Lighting. Instead of being
just to say, Bill, put the hat back on. From this angle, your head looks very pointy.
Yeah, it is a bit dome-like, isn't it? I put it on backwards.
Do I have to go and get my flat cap now?
Flat cap.
Yeah.
That's the peaky blind.
And the shillelagh.
Yeah, sweet.
Yep, official.
And just from a Visco.
It's not a Scottish claymore, but it's a 10th century Norman war sword. Bam.
They can't hear me apparently. Hang on.
Oh, I can hear you. But you are very quiet compared to everyone else.
You might need to turn me up a bit then, because
I haven't got the ability. I can just turn.
You sound good to us.
Everybody, the desk.
Anyone else? Is it all right?
The audio for the StreamYards is turned up full.
I'll try and speak a bit louder then.
Yeah, just speak a wee bit louder, man. Or, yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
You're the same volume as the rest of us to us.
Pardon?
Let's see. You're the same volume to as the rest of us.
There we go. Apparently it's better. So we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
There we go. All's good. Yeah, see, that's one thing.
Mathpig,
One thing.
I
With
got 2 more saved rounds. Let me get
Go
this
for it,
done
go for
because
it.
I got OCD and I would like to get this list done. You said that you were once in a church where they knew you were an atheist, but you were outnumbered like 30-1, so you didn't really speak up. And I just wanted to point out that we go out of our way to go into those situations, and we record it, and we do kind of a Q&A with these guys.
Well, you see, what they have, it's not that I did go, man. As I say, I work in, like, I run a tire business, and he came in to get his tires done, and he invited me, and I didn't go. I can't remember the exact name of the program. It's Bear Grylls. If you've ever heard of Bear Grylls, he's a Christian.
Yes.
And he is is it Alpha? I think it's called Alpha. The Alpha program. And what they do is they have a video, and afterwards they do questions. And it sounds like it's a really good thing, for Christians to be doing this. But a few of their videos are available on YouTube, and I've watched them, and they are very leading. They're very safe zone. It's good that they're making that direction, and it's aimed in the right direction, but it's still very biased. And anyone with a fucking brain and some sort, there was at least 4 fallacies in the first 25 minutes,
No.
But you see, you understand that, right? But that,
Dude.
yeah, but you know what I mean. But in that situation where I'm trying to talk to them people in real life, if I said to them, that's a fallacy, I'd have to spend an hour explaining the first 5 fallacies to them.
Well, you would have to explain what a fallacy is.
Exactly.
And if it's your run-of-the-mill argument from incredulity, which is a common fallacy, they don't even know they're committing, I'll let those go. It's the really blatant ones.
Yeah. There was
that I'll call out.
But so that, and it's the fact that I wouldn't want to be outnumbered.
Yeah,
if I had 2
as long as you're
people
recording it and you stay calm, just like Jungle Jargon beat my co-host TJ. As long as you don't let emotions. You said you mentioned you read our Atheist Edge 20 Commandments. One of them is think with your head and not your heart.
Yes. Would you
As
mind
long as-
if you could really quickly? It's only 20, right? I think this is a fantastic.
Let me try to find them real quick.
Absolute brilliant.
You want me to read them off?
Just read them off, man. I did want to bring that up. Your
All
20
right.
commandments
Stop
are
me.
fantastic.
Stop me if you want to talk about one. I'm just going to read through them real quick. I'm not going to do the thou shouts. I'm just going to read it paraphrased. Create quality content. This is mostly for atheist YouTubers. Create quality content. That goes without saying. Upload regularly because the algorithm likes that. It means don't go a month without uploading. Even if it's just you saying, listen, I know I haven't done a show in a while. We'll put one out later. 30 seconds. Okay, put that out.
Yeah, I do twice a week. And sometimes I aim for about 6 hours a week, which is plenty. Like
we do every other day or daily.
Yeah.
Have alligator skin and ignore the trolls. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Ignore the trolls.
It's good to have thick skin.
Don't get into a pissing match. Don't see whose dick is bigger in the comment section. Just let them go. Just let them talk.
Yeah.
Don't beg for likes, subs, or donations. So every once in a while, now TJ loves to beg on every show, and I have to rein him in because, dude, not every show. It gets annoying where our viewers don't want to hear us begging for donations and shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Always strive to improve your quality. So don't get comfortable where you are. Go for that next camera. Go for that next audio system, that mixer.
Saying that, man, before if you
Yep.
actually look at the channel, I released a video, I think it was in August, coming soon, and I made it on my phone. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's just a wee silly video, and it ends with a load of Arab people dancing in a circle to dance music going buck mad. It's quite funny. But
yes, that's awesome. And the one I was just talking about was think with your head instead of your heart. So don't let emotions ride. And this is where, now I love Scientist Mel. I love Steve McRae. But I think where she is getting hung up is that Steve McRae is cold. He's like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. He thinks cold and logical and rational. And he's stubborn. He's hard-headed. He's callous. But if you can think on his level and just talk to him in a cold, unfeeling, rational way without any emotions, you'll do better with him. And she wears her emotions on her sleeves. I think that, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the other one is don't delete, ban, censor, or block any opposing viewpoints. As long as it doesn't incite violence. People asked, would you have Richard Spencer on your show? Hell yes, I would. If he started talking about, I'm not going to say it because I don't want this video to get demonetized, but any violent actions against a certain ethnic group, then I would say, whoa, right there. That's okay. That's hate. Okay, hate speech is free speech, but hate speech that incites violence is not free speech. That's illegal.
You can have Richard Spencer on. I probably wouldn't have him on, but
I totally would. I would totally have Richard Spencer on.
In agreement with that, one of the rules in my Discord, I think it's quite early, I think it's Rule 3 or something, is free speech is encouraged, and then open brackets to a point. The overall rule is don't be a dick.
Okay, but your point might be a lower bar than my point is. Up to and not including illegal speech. Illegal speech is yelling fire in a crowded movie theater. Yeah. Everyone knows that one.
Bombing an airplane.
Or inciting violence. Say, hey, everyone, I have some influence over you. I want you to go and hurt this human being. That that's illegal. That's not free speech.
Yeah.
But a sargon of Akkad that says I wouldn't even argue. I'm not going to say the word RAPE. I don't want to get this video demonetized.
Do what Skater does.
That is free speech. It was a dick thing to say. I think Carl Benjamin probably has jumped the shark. He used to be someone that I might have listened to at one point, but he's gone way too far the other side. But he still, what he has to say deserves to have a platform. Unpopular speech should have a platform. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Right. Don't perpetuate rumors. We already have demonstrated that because we bounced off of some other non sequitur rumors earlier. Yep. Let's see. This is a big one. Admit when you're wrong and never double down.
Yep.
5 times in calendar year 2019, me, Jim Hall of Atheist Edge, have changed my mind like a complete 180, turned on a dime on a major topic. 5 times, and I can name them right now. I've changed my mind. I've looked him in the face, either on person or via, teleconference. I've said, you're absolutely right. I was wrong. I'm going to change. If you can do that, that's a sign that you are unbiased. It's a sign that you are seeking truths.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, everyone listening right now, think how many times have you turned on a dime and completely changed your mind on something? Don't attack the person, just attack the ideas. That's easy.
I would definitely stand with that. And Bill, me and him go back a while. I've had this man in my house, but me and him recently have had a debacle about that, and we both had our bits and bobs back and forth. We'll not go into the detail, but I'm definitely up for attack the idea, not the person.
It's good. It's good.
I think sometimes
this is the one you
can confuse those two things, though. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. We'll not go into it. We'll not go into it because we'll not go into it. But yeah.
No. Of course, yeah.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Go on ahead, Jim.
But when it gets cloudy like that, then you gotta slow the conversation down and say, "Whoa, okay, let's back this up."
Yeah.
And what did you just say? And delineate exactly what I just said and how it only pertains to your ideas and not your personality.
Yeah, we just had a conversation.
So yeah, sometimes it can get cloudy.
Yeah, we just had a conversation. Yeah. We put our points across. We thought about it logically. We both made our points. We were both right and we were both wrong.
Yeah.
And it was sorted.
It's all good.
And that's the whole point. You get to know the person. And if I hadn't known Bill just as well as I do, we probably wouldn't be talking now. He wouldn't be here. If we just knew each other from a Discord, unless we'd actually... know each other and got our bits and bobs out. Oh, Jesus, did I just say me and Bill got our bits and bobs out? When you get...
Yes, indeed you did.
So moving back to the commandments.
Mathpig is going to record that and make that into a 30-second roast video, but he's already here.
I am actually working on one on the person who will not be named, where I've got him saying that Satan is the best, God's an asshole, and
Dude, for the viewers, Mathpig, this guy right here, go to my channel, Atheist Edge, and look up Mathpig roast Atheist Edge and Richard Madsen. It's 37 seconds. You're not going to be disappointed. It's the funniest shit you'll ever see.
I am actually surprised you haven't got demonetized, because I literally robbed that music. You know, we'll not say where, but I did tell you where.
Yeah, but as long as you're talking, because sometimes I record in pubs a lot. As long as you're talking over it, the algorithm can't see. It could be like Joan Jett, you know, put another dime in the jukebox, baby. As long as you're talking over that and breaking it up, you won't get a copyright strike.
My very first video got a copyright strike.
I've gotten 3 in 3 years.
Well, my very first video.
Go ahead.
The wee intro that I have at the start, that wee black thing with the icon and the flames and stuff, I downloaded a tune off a website that was copyright free. And I used it, and then got stung with a copyright strike for them, and was like, what the fuck? And I went in, you have to mention them, send them a Twitter message, send them an email, do all this fucking bollocks. And Jill was also I'm blaming him. I'm pretty sure it was fucking him that did it. Or I don't know if the algorithm did it.
You seen the create? Oh, go ahead.
No, that was it. Because I got one down vote, and everybody else gave me an up vote, and I know that he gave me the down vote because it's him. And then the next morning I wake up with a demonetization strike, and I'm like, who did that, I wonder? And I'm sure it's probably the algorithm. I'm not going to point fingers, but yeah. Sorry, commandments.
Okay. You know, I'm going to skip it. I'm going to move on so I can rip through these. You're the one that wanted me to... Okay, this is the one you like, Mathpig. You brought it up earlier. Don't recommend a book, or an article, a study, or a video in a discussion, because if you just link something to me, hey, watch this, hey, read this, you're not explaining your point. You're getting someone else to do it for you.
Yep.
And that's lazy.
It's
condescending.
I said this to One Way on Sunday. And as blunt as I am, and I think he's out of the chat, he's at work, but I'm sure he's still listening. He has an entire Google Drive. He is very big into his philosophy and things like that. Think Darth Dawkins, but not Darth Dawkins. A little bit nicer, yeah? And I flat out said to him, I was like, when you just slam your Google.drive in the live chat, it's like you getting a hard on, man, isn't it? It really does just get you excited, doesn't it? It doesn't get anybody else excited.
It's pure laziness. It's laziness. Type it out. If you want us to read it, First off, keep it short, because I TLDR. Okay. Here, side note. Aaron, where was I?
Question. Sorry, there is a question in the chat. Be mindful. If you could ask the person, or if it was yourself, to resend the chat. I've missed it.
I was at the World of Beer pub waiting for a debate, and I was sitting next to the great and illustrious Aaron Raw. He was looking at his phone, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he said, just going through some messages. And I'm thinking, yeah, because I get, we got a tiny channel, but we get 800 messages, 800 comments a month, and we're a tiny channel.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
Here's Aaron, this poor motherfucker. Guess how much his phone blows up in a single hour. Just Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Imagine what he's doing right now. All the messages he gets. I'm not talking where people tag his name. People were talking directly to him, like, hey, Aaron, can you do this for us? Can you do that for us? If we're getting 800 a month, it's insane what he's having to feel. And he's taking 15 semester hours of biology this year.
But you're getting 800. You get 800 messages a month because of your interaction. He, again, as we've discussed, Aaron is what Aaron is, and not to put him on a pedestal, but he's definitely high enough up there. But that's the reason he's getting messages, is because of his notoriety. Now, he is smart, and he is intelligent, and he can back everything up that he says, and there's a reason for his notoriety, but he gets them messages due to that. You get your messages due to your interaction, due to you putting yourself out there, and due to you doing your
correct
bit. So even though you
Correct.
may have a small channel, as I've said many times before, and God the Good One, as I say, he's in the chat, go and check out his channel, man. He sings in a band. No, he plays guitar in a band, but he did sing a song called YouTube Isn't Real Life, and it's fantastic.
It isn't.
It's not real life.
And Aaron knows
Just to say before I get cut off, the question was if you don't mind mentioning one or two of the things that you changed your mind on.
Oh, is that one of the questions?
That was the question in the chat.
Okay. Let me pee, and because I know, okay, the first one is the Herod and Quirinius, the 10-year date gap with Jesus' birth. But I'm going to pee, and you guys dwell on that.
There we are.
Yeah, so Matt Dillahunty is somebody else that obviously gets a lot of messages and a lot of emails. And that's one thing I say that I really respect him for, is that he will take time out to reply to pretty much every message that he gets legitimately. You know, like I've asked him questions on a couple of times via email, and he's always got back to me, simple, succinct. Like and I've got a lot of respect for him for that.
Yeah, and he does that.
It must be a lot of extra work, you know, a lot of extra work.
Yeah, and he has that separate wee bit now that's from his channel where he does them breakdowns. This is the argument, how to approach it. You know, actually making the time and the effort for them to show people. Like, Richard, thanks very much for turning up. It's nice to see you here. The link is in the chat above. There you go. Be mindful. It's doing his wee moderator thing.
Oh, hey, Richard.
We might have Richard coming in.
Yeah, why not? That'd be good.
Nice. Yeah, we'll have Richard coming in now in a wee second. Hopefully, Jim.
Mathpig.
Yep.
The bad news is we have so many things yet to discuss. The good news is I don't have to leave anytime soon.
Oh, so you can hang about.
Yep.
Brilliant, man. That's really good. I appreciate that. Like, I really do, because I don't know. I don't know why anybody wants to listen to this. Like,
well, I'm gonna shout it out on my channels, and maybe I can get 10 more views than you normally do. We'll see.
Well, doing the old statistics things, I know you work the algorithm and all that crack. Is it good or is it bad? Now, I'm a small channel now, and I know nothing, and I think it's fantastic. But last month, I got 14,800 something view time minutes.
And how long you been doing this?
Since September.
September, October, November. Holy balls, man. You're doing like 3 times better than where we were at this point.
I have
you on a much faster trajectory. Like who just hit Geek Room just hit like a major milestone, like 3,000, I think, 2,000.
I know of the Geek Room. I'm not a big fan because they do jump. I find you and as you said before about the Steve thing, you mention it, you move on, there's no drama. I think the Geek Room is part of that subset of people who would keep pumping the drama and keeps it going, so I don't really watch the Geek Room.
Let me defend them for you. And hopefully I'll change your mind on this. Geek Room is 4 people, so you can't hold anyone. There's Frank, there's all of them. There's a female in there, just like we got a female. In fact, they're kind of like, it's a lot like Atheist Edge, and they do a lot more live stuff than scripted stuff. But so there's 4 of them. They have 4 independent minds, just like we have TJ, who's a Trump supporter. So you can't label Atheist Edge. We're all over. We got 2 far lefts. We got me, center left, and we got TJ, who's far center right. You know, so you can't put Geek Room in a corner. You can't put them in a bubble because they think for themselves. Second thing is they do a lot for charity. In fact, they're doing this big cancer. They're raising money for cancer research right now. I mean, what's not to like about that? We just did a collaboration with them on it's the Fuck Cancer campaign, and they got a bunch of YouTubers together to say fuck cancer, and they're going to put it into a video, and it's, you know, they're raising money for that. What's not to like about that? So I hope that changes your mind a little about Geek Room.
I am subscribed to them, and if there's a topic that popped up that I was interested in my feed, I would, you know, go and watch it. I'm trying to just show receipts, so I'm not talking shit.
And you're failing.
It's fucking too shiny, isn't it?
But
yeah,
it says 14.
Where were you?
39 extra subscribers, 1,200 views, 14,365 minutes watched.
That's
Try
why.
turning the screen brightness down, dude.
That's why Mathpig, when you say, "Oh, I don't do this for the subs," I'm talking with a British accent now. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's better, see?
I can't do an Irish accent, but I don't do this for the subs. I just do this to have fun. I say you're full of shite, mate. Because you say shit like this, and then you start rattling off your analytics, and I say, "See, you are checking your shit."
Well, I do check my shit if I do anything.
You want to see what your fans like. See, okay, there was a thing called "You Wouldn't Believe." I got a collaboration. I got all the big YouTubers I asked them just dumb questions like, "What's the most embarrassing time of your life?" Right? "Oh, I had sex in public and one of my friends caught me," or I was skydiving and my chute almost didn't open, or stuff like that. Right? It was not atheist related, and it was called "You Wouldn't Believe," and it only went 7. It was supposed to be a 50-part series. It only made it to 7 because like no one was watching it.
Yeah.
You have to listen to your fans.
Yeah.
If they don't like it, you got to cut bait and fucking do something else.
Well, to be honest, I agree with you to a point with that, but I ain't going to change what I'm doing. You know, I listen to my...
I like this. No, keep this. This is beauty.
You know, I will listen to the fans to a certain extent, you know, and if they want a person on, I'll get a person on. If they say my beard looks stupid and they make fun of me for fucking 6 months straight, I'll still ignore them and keep the beard. But I do this for me. Like, you know, Tuesday nights, this is my weekend. As I say, I spend the weekends with the girls. You know, there isn't tea in this, but Goku does rule.
Dude. I'm 51. I have shrapnel injuries. I can't get a hard on through PTSD from the war. I have a bald spot. That's why I wear the hat. I'm 51 and I started the YouTube channel when I was 48. Dude, there's so much to make fun of me. And you don't think I've heard that shit in the comment section? You totally get over that shit over time.
Oh, I don't care.
It's like, it becomes funny.
Oh,
it's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, I know I'm trying to lose maybe another half a stone, but that's just personally for my own benefit. That's just because I want to lose a wee bit of weight. You know, I don't consider myself overweight, but when you get to your mid-30s, as both of you, there's a man in his 40s and there's a man in his 50s. Well, I'm now in my mid-30s. I'm trying to look after myself a wee bit better. I've cut the portion sizes, lose a wee bit of weight, exercise a wee bit more. You get to this age, you have to start looking after yourself. Not too long ago, I fell asleep on the sofa and woke up. Couldn't walk. My hip was killing me. I felt like an 80-year-old man. It was like, oh, what the fuck?
Welcome.
You know?
Welcome. Okay, let me fly through this. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was only going to quickly say, if you want to lose weight, the fastest way to do it is cut sugar out of your diet.
I don't eat sugar, man.
The fastest way to do it.
In saying that, I don't eat a lot of sugar. As it stands,
Do you have sugar in your coffee?
No, I have two sugars in my tea that I would have maybe 3 cups of tea a week.
Cut that out, mate.
3 cups of tea a week.
You gotta cut that out.
I generally don't drink tea.
It'll make a huge difference. Honestly, it'll make a huge difference.
I only drink tea.
I
only drink tea at work whenever there is fuck all else happening and the boys are like, do you want a cup of tea?
No, drink tea all day. Just put 1 Splenda, and every time you get a tea, put 1 Splenda in it.
Well, as I say, man, with the bees, I would use the honey a lot of times in the winter. When it comes to the winter time,
that's sugar. That's simple sugar.
But that's natural sugars. And it's good, and it's also honey.
It's the same. It's simple carbohydrates. It's the same as regular sugar. When it comes
to the way, I will defend raw honey till the fucking cows come home. All right, it is so good for you, man, and so beneficial to your health.
All right,
it really is.
Let me fly through these last 6, and then we can go on to okay.
Yeah.
Whenever someone says, "I would love to see you in a debate with this guy," that's basically saying, "I can't debate you. I want this guy to go and be my champion."
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Don't come on. Okay, this is a direct. Okay, the reason I put this one in here is because someone actually did this to me. Don't come on my show, talk for 2 hours, let me spend 5 hours producing the first 30 minutes of the raw footage, and then call me later and say, "Listen, I don't think my arguments were good enough. I want to pull the plug on that show. Don't waste my goddamn time. If you come on my show, it's going to get recorded. From here on out, if you come on my show and you don't like what you said, now, okay, once I was on a show with a molecular biologist, and just okay, I'm not a racist, but in context, I said the N word. Okay,
Yeah.
I know. He freaked the hell out.
But you
He's
just,
like,
but this is the point, just to
White-
jump in. That's the point that you made. This conversation has been had in my Discord, and is the point you made at the very start. In context, you said this.
it was academically. I said people, whatever I said. But of course, I
It
wasn't
was not
using
meant
it as
in a
slur
derogatory
or
term. It was,
epithet.
it was not meant in any way
he
derogatory.
freaked out. He said, "White people can't say that." He wanted. We did go another hour after that, but it was awkward, and I basically shut down the conversation.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. If a string of 6 letters makes you feel that bad, if there was no intent behind it, anyway, you know where I'm going.
No, I know
Okay,
exactly where you're going, man. I do not ban words on the Discord at all. It's implied. I don't specifically say that this, and this is wrong. I imply. It's not that the
would
word
you
is
ban the N word in your channel?
No.
You wouldn't. I would, but also it doesn't matter what color your skin is.
But no, what I
it's
mean
gonna
is
get banned.
right now on this
Because
channel, here on YouTube, on this channel, I will not say it. Obviously, I don't know if you're in Discord or if anyone knows what Discord is. In Discord, it's a better chat service, and that's sort of where I got my thing and got known as well, was in the Discord, man. And I, in mine, don't... The hard R, if you use it with a hard R, it's derogatory and it's banned. If you use it with an A, you can be friendly.
Mathpig, think about what you're saying. If I say it I'm not going to say it because I want your channel, I want this show to be monetized. But if I said it in an academic context with a hard R, would it make it bad?
No, it doesn't make it bad. But the reason
doesn't.
In the context that I'm bringing that up is due to the context of the conversation that was going on in the time, and that's how I made the difference. The point I'm trying to make is when it's derogatory, it's clearly obvious. Like I can say to you,
also,
Jim is an asshole. I've now got a sound bite of me saying that Jim, the atheist edge, is an absolute cunt. And you can soundbite that all you fucking want. In the context of this, Jim from the atheist edge might need to go to the toilet again. He's actually happy and laughing that I said that. There's no malice. There's no badness. This is the point I'm trying to make.
Also, Math, having said that, if we're in the Discord and somebody says something like that and they are politely asked not to by other people in the Discord, then that's still like an accept. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't ban words.
I don't.
But also, if someone says, "Look, please don't," then it's like a
It's incumbent on it's incumbent upon them to go ahead and leave, not to force your censorship on me. Because offense can only. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, there was one commandment you missed out. Is it your very, very last one? I think it says offense cannot be given; it can only be taken, or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, if I can chime in on that, it's almost a little bizarre to me in Australia. We obviously very racist here, whether we like to admit it or not. But we will, and I say we as in not myself, but as a nation, will tend to use that N-word like we use mate.
It's cultural. It's geographic. Just like cunt in the UK. Oh, there's Richard Manson. Holy shit.
And in Australia.
There's Richard Manson.
Richard slipped in.
Hello, Richard.
In UK, cunt is just like, hey, it just means asshole. It means nothing, right? But over
my
here,
girlfriend would
cunt
be more
is like,
annoyed
you
if
don't
I
say
said
that to
moist.
a woman. She will get pissed.
My girlfriend
And
would
pissed
be
means drunk.
My girlfriend would be more annoyed if I said the word moist than if I said the word cunt. For whatever reason, women
over here, cunt is like the excommunicable that will get your ass kicked.
Right, well, we've said it like 6 times in 2 minutes, so the computer's gonna now delete this video. Algorithm.
Here's a little thing, Mathpig, you didn't probably know since you're kind of new to this, but we're way beyond 17 minutes of recording time,
yeah,
right?
I seen that in yours. Yeah.
All right, 17 minutes, the algorithm stops listening to you. Did you know that?
Yeah, I learned it from you. You mentioned it in one of
Okay.
your videos.
Yeah, we're home free. We can shit, fuck, cock, stick a finger in my ass. We can do whatever we want now.
Everybody give a thumbs up to Jim.
Thumb up the ass.
Uh-huh.
Thumb up the ass. Okay, let me get through this. Here we go. I already did the debate one. Oh, this is called whataboutism.
Yeah.
So if I said Trump is about to get impeached on tomorrow, starts the live video public hearings.
But did you
and
notice
say,
how well he's built that wall?
Or what about Hillary's email server?
Yeah.
That's called whataboutism. Don't
Exactly.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk about what I'm talking about. If you want to talk about Hillary's email server, you can talk about that later. But right now we're talking about Trump getting his ass impeached. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
point I was making. I was like, oh,
All right.
did you hear about the wall though?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a big one that people don't really realize until I say it. But when someone says you need to educate yourself, you're basically saying you're unable or you're unwilling to educate me because you can't or you won't,
Yeah.
and therefore it's either pointless or you are incompetent.
Yeah. That's what I
So
said.
either don't tell me to educate myself. Either educate me or get the fuck out of the conversation.
Yeah, if I'm wrong and you're right, let me know and show me.
Exactly.
Don't just tell
Well,
me. Like I've
In that case, the word is educate, not educate.
Ooh.
there's a person.
I think it's both. I think both are appropriate. Because there's a j. I'm a linguist. I think educate is equally as good.
There's a person who
next one-
knows who they are, who's maybe still in the chat or whatever has been, and is very aggressive in their conversations. I've known them for quite a while now and tried to explain the point to them, but whenever they're having a debate, I very loosely use the word debate, but when they're having a discussion with someone, rather than telling that person that they're wrong, the goal of a discussion or a conversation or a debate is for that person to come to the realization themselves. Only then will they be convinced of it. You know, you are convinced of your beliefs, you can't be told your beliefs. So you have to get the person to get through them steps that they're having problems with, and you need to let them come to the realization themselves. If you just say to someone, you're wrong, I'm right, they're going to flip you off and leave. You're not going to, and you're not even going to help the person, you're not going to help yourself.
All right, 3 more. Here we go. This is a big one, and my co-host TJ cannot seem to get the grasp of it. Don't resort to name calling. As soon as you resort to name calling, you have just discredited yourself.
I have done that.
Don't do it.
It's only with
Everyone
him.
does it.
It's only with
The only
him.
reason I don't do it is I'm the one that made the rule. Now that I made the rule, I don't do it anymore, and I want everyone else to follow me. Don't call people names.
Can I call
Don't
them
say
what they
you're-
are, though? If someone's being a
You can
disingenuous
say
asshole,
your idea is ignorant because this. You can't say you're ignorant.
can
or
I say you're being a
done.
disingenuous fucking asshole? If they're being a disingenuous fucking asshole.
If he's being disingenuous, tell him why his idea is disingenuous. But the asshole part is definitely right out. Okay, next.
I'll have to work on
Don't. This is a big one. Don't test people. Like in the course of a conversation, we've all done it, where you said, "Are you familiar with this concept or this term?" You're probing. You're trying to get them to look like a dick because you're smarter than them. And do you know what mechanistic materialism means? And would you call yourself a mechanistic materialist? What you're doing is you're putting them on the spot, and it's going to backfire spectacularly. If you do that, people are going to think you're the dick. If you mention mechanistic materialist, explain what you mean in the same breath, what it means to be a mechanistic materialist, without putting them on the spot and making them look like an asshole, because it's going to backfire on you.
Again, I hate to use the poor man as an example, but one way knows exactly that, you know, the man knows that I love him dearly. For as much as you can get up and put on with someone like that there. But I had the exact same thing. I didn't want him on my channel, even though I've known him for maybe 6 months before the channel, because when he annoys me and gets in my tits, I call him Darth Dawkins. So imagine having a conversation with Darth Dawkins. You see it, and that's Darth Dawkins' whole shtick is about making someone look stupid and worse than them. And I'm not going to go through the DMs, but I can show you DMs when I had with One Way about him coming on Sunday, and I was like, emphasis on the chat, man. All right, I says, I ain't no expert in your fucking field, and I know throwing your philosophy bits out is fantastic, but if you start going down that route, I'm just going to fuck you off and leave. I says, and I give him credit where credit's due. When he did come onto the channel, we did spend the last 45 minutes or so going through the Calvinism thing, but I was straight up honest. He wasn't an asshole about it, and I give him credit and said that he was more intelligent in the field, because he is. But I'm not having you on to make you look good for your audience, to make you look fantastic for your audience. I says, if you want to come on and have a chat, we'll have a chat. Man, at one stage we were debating whether Picard or Sisko is the best Star Trek captain. That's what I wanted to have.
Is there an argument for that?
Yes, Sisko was well, he thinks so, but Sisko is definitely the best. The character development in DS9 is far, far superior.
Oh, here we go. No, that I could not explain that better myself. Let me get two more. Here we go. I'm gonna.
You did say interrupt if we had a poignant argument, so go on ahead.
No, that was good. That was good. No, I could not have said that better myself. That was really poignant. Okay, this is another one you pointed out before we went live, Mathpig. But if I give a good point and then you send a link to an article that you think refutes it, not only is that lazy, first off, you also need to reference the page number, because these scientific studies are, I mean, if it's not in the abstract up front, you got to tell me where it is, because I'm not going to read the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So tell me the page number, the relevant paragraph, and then we can maybe talk. So it's okay if you link an article or a study, but give me exactly where to look. Don't make me read the whole thing. If you're on Raw and you get 1,000 an hour, there's no way I'm going to fucking even hit the link.
Yeah, I said this to Richard, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Richard, with his paper that he has done, he should start actually going through it and have